Hey YouTube, my name is Bella and this is my channel. This is the background. Me and my friend play a lot of Uno and right now I'm winning. But anyways, let's get right into it. So the title of this video is about the time I got suspended from my job. Now, a lot of people are gonna say, oh, okay, you deserve to be suspended, but a lot of people don't know who I am, so I mean, you irrelevant. So basically, I have been working for this grocery store that I will not mention for 2.5 years. Let that sink in. 2.5 years. A lot of people can't even hold a job for 4 months, but that's if you don't like a job, you are entitled to go and find another one. That's on you. So I work the self-checkout at my job. Sometimes I have like multiple responsibilities, but that's one of the things that I like to do or am required to do working at this grocery store. So I've been having a little bit of family troubles to the point where I'm not even living at that house anymore. I've been living at a friend's house and I don't have any transportation because my car is not with me. It's back at home as well. And that's another story time. But basically my life has been feeling pretty terrible. And my job isn't too far away. When I used to drive there, it would take 3 minutes. But because I don't have a car, it takes about 20 minutes by foot, 10 minutes, like 15, 25. Depends. Honestly, if I wanted to run, it'd probably take 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But because I'm walking, it's gonna be a little further. So I walked a little bit and then I started running because our store opens at 6 in the morning and I had to be responsible to open the store. So I go and I get there a minute or two before 6. I was happy that I made it, but I was also out of breath. I opened the door, I ran to the bathroom, and I made sure that my wig was on tight, hunty, because I did not want to be looking ratchet like I look right now. So, you know, I was a little upset about the fact that I had to run to work. And then on top of that, there was something else that was bugging my mind. Male relationship and family, like all those things were on my mind. And I just went to go sit by the stairs next to the office because I just could not. I needed to sit down and evaluate my life. But I got back up eventually because I said to myself, I can't just sit there. Plus, a customer needed help and I need to go help them. So, you know, I'm minding my own business, standing where I'm supposed to stand. And this lady from a different department comes around. Now, this lady, she's a bitch. We're going to call her bitch. She tried me. And I was in no position to be tried at that moment. I already heard I was not feeling alright. I had to run to get to this job that I don't give two shits about, except it's giving me my paycheck. So I have to be there. I have to be professional and put all my problems behind. But she just tried me that day. She really did. So I've been seeing this lady around. She's new. Apparently I heard she used to work there before, but You know, she wanted to get back with her husband, but he didn't want her ass. Like, she thought they were getting back together, but he didn't want her ass. And I completely understand. That's what rumor has it. That's what rumor is. And it's basically true. So she come back, and I just noticed her around. She was on the announcements, yelling at everyone, like getting an attitude. La-di-da. I'm like, why is this bitch that's irrelevant, who just got back here, who's not a manager of the front end, going around talking to people like she ain't got no sense, like she don't know how to talk to people? And mind you, these were at times when there was no manager. Managers usually come at 7 in the morning. So she come to me in the middle of 6 in the morning on some bullshit. She was like, the phone ring, and nobody went. And you know, your responsibility over here at self checkout in the morning time is to go answer the phone, right? I was like, yeah. Now mind you, the phone did ring, but the way that our phone rings is it just announces that there's a call on whatever number. And then I went to go get it, and it said no call on the number. So that meant A, the person hung up, or B, somebody else answered the phone call. Now, when she told me that I'm supposed to be doing this as someone who's working here in the morning time, I just looked at her like, bitch, I know, in my mind. But I wanted to be polite because she must not know my history with this company. So I was like, yeah, I know. She's like, then why didn't you do it? I was like, I did. Yeah, I went to go pick up the phone. She wanted to argue with me like, no, you didn't. And I was like, yeah, I did. She's like, no, you didn't. Because I was like, yes, I did. But when I went to go pick up the phone, it said there was no call. So what? Like, I just looked at her. She was like, that's because I picked up the phone because I was tired of it ringing. You guys are supposed to be picking up the phone, but you didn't because I picked it up. It's like, exactly. The reason why I couldn't pick it up, like what? Like the reason why it showed that I couldn't get to the phone quick enough is because you got it, honey. Like when I went to go pick up the phone, it told me that there was no call. So if you got it, why the hell are you in my face right now? So, you know, we went back and forth. Then she went away. I'm sitting here like trying to calm my blood pressure because I felt it rising at the moment. I was like, no. She got one more time. She got one more time to talk to me like this. Like I'm not a human being. Like, and mind you, I've been through some disrespectful stuff working at this store. But once again, I really wasn't having it. Like I was just going through too much. And she picked me at the wrong moment, and she picked the wrong one, point blank. I'm never one to not defend myself. So she come back around. She's been passing by back and forth. Then she come back, and she told me, you know, all those go backs behind you, that looks disgusting. You need to work on them. Like you just standing here not doing nothing. This is when I just like was this close to just snapping, and I did, but that's for later on. So I took a deep breath because I could feel myself about to just go at her, and I told her, yeah, you know, I've been working here for 2.5 years, and I believe I know what my responsibilities are. When I come in here, I come over to this place, I open up the store, I clean. She had the nerve to cut me off and say, clearly not. This is when I turned to a devil. That clearly not just had me fucked up on so many different levels. And the little giggle, chuckle that she had right after it really just... So I started asking who the hell she was. Why the hell is she talking to me crazy? She ain't my manager. I know 4 managers that run the front end, and she ain't one of them. It's like, she's like, well, I am a manager. And I'm like, yeah, you are? Of what? The meat department. I told her go back there. I already knew who the fuck she was, but I was trying to establish the fact that you ain't somebody above me to tell me what to do. You're above somebody over at that department. So why are you over here? Like, that department is all the way over there in the front end. It's 2 different things. We barely call on y'all unless your meat is fucked up, and we need to figure out what the fucking code for this damn meat is in price, because they shit always fucked up. So rather than worry about that, you want to come bother me, who you don't know, and you don't, like, she never said good morning, how are you, she like didn't bother to figure out my name. She just started talking at me. Like, no, that wasn't about to go down. So I blacked out. I remember doing this to her, taking a step forward and clapping in her face. I remember going ratchet. I remember my voice going hoarse and me screaming and just losing all control. I remember throwing a cart against the fridge. I remember a bagger. I remember a bagger coming by, and I was asking her who she was, even though I already got the answer, but I meant rhetorically, who was she to tell me what to do? And how come she was trying to tell me what to do when we haven't even established a relationship? Like, we haven't even established a relationship for you to be talking to me on this level. There's only 4 people that should be talking to me, and they not here, and you not them. So please disperse yourself. Then a supervisor came in, and I asked her who she was, because this woman was not understanding still that you not anybody that I should be talking to right now. Like, you should just go mind your own business, because honestly, it's not your place to tell me what to do, especially when I've been here for such a long time and I know exactly what it is that I'm supposed to do. And why are you trying to come up under me? Like, you want problems for yourself at 6:45 a.m. in the morning? You want problems for yourself? Like, I just opened the store. Like, give it a break. So a supervisor comes in. She sees me screaming. She tells me to go into the office, go upstairs. I go upstairs. I'm trying to calm down, but the only way that I can calm down is go crazy. And I was like, oh, that bitch is lucky. I'll just drop kick her ass. Like, tell me why this bitch gonna come upstairs and ask me if I called her a bitch. Like, I'm trying to calm down. You think it's really in your best interest to come upstairs and bother me when I'm trying to calm down? And I just made a threat, and now I'm using profanity. Like, what is it that you want out of all of this? Do you want to end up getting pushed down the stairs? Do you want to get to the hospital? Do you want me to go to jail? I'm not going to jail for your ass. I'm not going to jail. So I was like, yes, because you are a bitch. And she's like, oh, we'll see about that. And I was just like, whatever. And then my supervisor's like, go back downstairs, go back downstairs, go back downstairs. So I go back downstairs, and I go back to my register, my podium, and I'm just like, just trying to calm down. I walk over to one of the little refrigerators, get me a water, go pay for it, and I drink that water. Still trying to calm down with shaky hands because this bitch done got me twisted. I never acted like that before. That was so out of my character. Normally, I am friendly to everyone, even if you are trying me. Like, I'll give you the most sarcastic answer. But I remain calm and tranquil. But that day, she had me twisted. So, I was working a 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. shift. The manager came in around like 7 or whatever. Of course, the supervisor snitched and basically told her of the happenings of the morning. She went over to the meat department manager bitch and asked her about her shit. And, I'm going around, like telling people you know, because people by then had already, there were some people that was still in the, like some employees that were still in the store from overnight, and they heard all that and they wanted to know who was screaming out in the front. They thought it was a customers arguing or something like that, but I was like, no, it was me. They were like, it's you? Like, of course, surprised, because I never ever acted like that before. I was like, yeah. They're like, who were you arguing with? I was like, that lady over there. And they're like, yeah, she's pretty big. She don't know how to talk to nobody. I've had to put her in her place, and now she call me yes sir. I'm like, yeah, she gonna learn how to say yes ma'am to me too. But of course, because that bitch probably been around since dinosaur ages. Guess who got in trouble? Guess who's still there? So, I was telling people around the store what happened, just so like my side gets out there, because when shit's about to go down, they make it seem like you're the bad person. And I know a lot of people wouldn't buy that, because a lot of people know me and they know how I am, so they know that whatever happened, there had to be two sides, because I'm not just gonna blow off anybody for no reason. So I was telling this one guy, because he was asking me, who are you calling a hoe? Because this one girl asked me a question, and I was talking about that bitch in the meat department. I called her a hoe. And he was like, I walked past you and you were calling somebody a hoe. Who was he talking about? And I told him, but then my manager walked by and she's like, you don't need to be talking about anything like that. Like, let me tell you, the way that you acted was not okay, and we're going to talk about that. But you can't be telling nobody nothing. I was like, but she's like, no buts. And this manager, I like her, like she likes me, whatever. All the managers, basically, I had a close relationship with. So whatever. So by the end of my shift at 12, I was called up to the office. I was already about to leave, but no, they had to call my ass up there. They called that bitch's ass up there too, but she didn't come in the office. Bitch knew better. But I was up in the office, and my manager was running back and forth from the printer to the office. There was another supervisor there, and I liked this girl. She was pretty cool, chill, nice from jump. A lot of supervisors that come in, they're not nice people. I've been through 16 at this company, and 16 supervisors and managers. But she was from jump nice. She never tried to lie about what she is or who she is. She's been consistent. I like that girl. Because some supervisors and managers, they would lie and say, oh, we're going to have a great time. This is how I do things. And, no, this girl was legit a nice sweetheart. But anyways, the manager was talking to me and basically saying, so I'm so sorry. Like, the way that she was talking, I already knew something was going to happen. And I was thinking, oh, I'm about to get fired, aren't I? But she was suspended me instead. But she was all like, the way that you acted was incredibly crazy. I've watched some clips from the video. Of course, they recorded all this stuff. We have cameras all over the store, but I really didn't care. When I black out, I black out. They were like, oh, I watched the videos. The fact that you went off on somebody that you didn't know, it scares me a little bit, You can't just, you don't know who this person could have been. It could have been somebody from corporate. Like, in my mind, I'm like, I know exactly who this bitch was. I'm saying I don't know her because she doesn't know me, and she never established any of this friendliness between me to be talking to me in such a negative, condescending way. She was like, this can fall underneath harassment. I'm like, harassment? Harassment? She's like, yeah, I know. But she didn't write it down, the statements and all that crap for harassment. But I'm like, if anything, this bitch was harassing me. She thought that I was a weakling. She came at me cross, and she thought she knew everything, but she didn't. She doesn't know what I'm going through in my life, and she doesn't need to, quite frankly. But she definitely was not in the position to be talking to me in the first place. She needed to go worry about her stuff over in the meat department. And she kept coming back to me too, trying to tell me what to do. That's harassment. She was provoking me to act in such a way that was very aggressive. But I didn't lay my hands on her. So there's no physical harassment. There's no verbal harassment. This was just something that I had to do to stand up for myself, because I'm not no weak bitch. So I had to sign a statement or whatever. No, what the manager was signing a statement about the occurrences of the day that she wasn't even a part of. You came in like an hour later. Like, if you were there, I would have freaking called you, and I would have been like, hey, is there any reason why this manager in this different department is telling me what to do when she's not my manager? But you weren't there. So, but because that lady was there for such a long time, I guess, I don't know, because she has a little bit of more of authority, she got the upper hand, and I had to suffer in the end. They were like, you can call union. I'm so sorry. Can you explain a little more what's going on in your home life? You know, I've heard a lot, you know, but I wanted to know, like, just call a union, you know, and we'll try to fix, like, you can get your job back. It'll take within a week or whatnot. I didn't go back yet. Suspension still pending. Because they're like, maybe this is a blessing in disguise. You know, you're taking 6 classes for the summer course, summer semester, and maybe you just need to just, like, you're underneath a lot of stress. Maybe working isn't the right thing for you. I'm like, I can't just not stop working. Where I'm living at, I need to be able to provide for myself. I can't just mooch off of other people. I need to be able to pay bills. Like, what? It's not like, you're not doing me a favor right now. And I know it's not something that you have that much of control of, because mind you, she wasn't a major manager. She was a manager, but she was more of a backup manager. I don't know. She wasn't the unit manager throughout the whole store, but she was one of them. And also on top of that, just point blank, you know, she was just saying maybe I can focus more on school a little bit more, and, you know, hey, how long does it take for you to grad? Like, she was trying to find the light at the end of this terrible, dark, deep tunnel, but there isn't really much. You know, you just cause more havoc for the terrible time that I already was having, and that wasn't fair. This bitch never even showed up to the office, which is great, because who knows what I would have done. So maybe it's a blessing for her. But that's how I got suspended from this store. Will I get the job back? I don't know. Actually, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, I went ahead and, I was applying to places like Dollar General, and I applied to a clothing store. I work there now. I can go ahead and go get my job back if I wanted to. But I don't know. I really don't. More money though, but I have to wait to see if the cards play in my hands, really. And that's my story time. Thank you for watching. If you like, please hit the subscribe button. If you want to know some more stories, I will let you know. Trust me, I have a bag of stories. My whole life is a story. It's a terrible, terrible tragedy sometimes, but I can find some comedies in here. And, you know, just, I want to give lessons to everybody. Was this the best decision that I made in my life? No. Is there a light at the end of the tunnel? Yeah. I got a new job. Like, I'm working there now. Just, my thing is, I don't try to dwell on the terribleness of my life. I keep persevering through every struggle that I have, and I put my faith where I know it belongs. And with that faith, I can accomplish anything. So, let that just be a lesson to y'all. Don't go crazy, but stick up for yourself whenever you need to. Alright, bye.